Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here pushing his truth and sincerity. No matter what y'all do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Shalom to y'all. It's your brother Double Die. All right. Adawan Ratazah, mean the Lord's will here to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. All right. So today's topic is going to be about the word of the week. All right, so the word of the week for Men of Great Millstone Atlanta was obedience. All right, so I just wanted to give just a couple scriptures on the word obedience, man. Well, just off of what obedience is, it behooves you to to obey. I really want to go heavy on obedience this week, man. You know what I'm saying? Because hold on, let me get another scripture really quick first. Let me see. I believe it might match First Samuel 22. Yeah, it's towards the latter end of the book. Um, let's see real quick. There it is. First Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. So obedience means to fall under rulership, man. Right? You want to be obedient, because if you do the opposite of obedience, what is that? It's rebellion, right? It's disobedience, which is rebellion, right? And it says for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and we know you know scripture says suffer not a witch to live, man, right? And it says, and the stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Iniquity is sin upon sin. So when you being disobedient and you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father that He has set forth for the nation of Israel to to to, to be in line and be corrected, you are being rebellious and disobedient, and rebellious is a sin of witchcraft. That's why Jake, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, which make up the 12 tribe of Hebrew Israelites, are put to death, because sin leads unto the way of death, right? And it's like idolatry is worshiping after other gods, right? This is why Jake is so messed up, man. So we're at Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26. It says, "Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey," right, which goes into the word obedience, "the commandments of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, your power, which I command you this day," right? So, you know, obedience, you get blessings. For your obedience, you get blessings, right? When you obey, you get blessings. You get treated fairly. You get treated the right way. You get judged according to your works, man, right? It says 27, verse 28, "And they curse if ye will not obey." So if you're being disobedient, right? The opposite of obedient. The commandments of the Lord, your power, Yahweh Bashmi Yahshua, your power, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day to go after other gods, which ye have known not. And that's the biggest sin that Israel, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos have committed. You have gone after other gods. That's your biggest curse. I mean, that's your biggest sin. You're going after other gods, right? And you're being punished for that. And you see it today with the so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos. You worship everything but Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. You worship Allah. You worship Buddha, right? You worship the woman, right? You got that Queen of Heaven spirit. You know, y'all worship other gods, and that's the main reason, man. Right? Why Israel's so jacked up today. You know, being disobedient. Rebelliousness is a sin of witchcraft. All right, and the witch And the scriptures say, suffer not a witch to live. So you're to be put to death, which is why when you go off and serve other guys, you're put to death. That's why when you go off and serve who you call Jesus Christ, which is Caesar Borgia, you get put to death, man. That's why when you go and serve Allah and Buddha, you guys get put to death. Well, that's why when you go in and call yourself a 5%er, you get jacked up all throughout your life, man. No blessings come upon thee, right? When you go off and be drug dealers, homosexuals, all these things that are adverse to the Bible, when you be damn anti-Christ, you be put to death. It's a sin of witchcraft, man. Rebelliousness is a sin of witchcraft. Every time the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos have done, uh, have worshipped other gods, all bad things have happened to them. No good has come to them. No blessings. Because what we were warned, right? Did not Moses warn us? Did not Moses warn us? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15 says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? So, because of our disobedience, we were cursed. It's that simple. All right? We were cursed. The Most High is very specific in the things that he tells us to do. And if we do the opposite, then we're being disobedient. Right? If we do the opposite, then we're being disobedient and rebellious, right? And we already know what happens when we're rebellious. You know what I'm saying? That's actually might as well just get that. Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So if the Most High is telling us that rebelliousness is a sin of witchcraft, and then here in Exodus 22 and 18, it says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, then clearly all you so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos out here who are selling dope in the streets, right? Gang banging, which is, you're killing your own kind, right? And when you sell drugs, you're killing your own kind too. And you're a heavy witch because those drugs are a form of sorcery, right? You got them you thoughts out there, right? Knowing you have a man, but you're sleeping with another man. That's rebelliousness. That's witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? You go in and you go in and goddamn if you have a man, you're supposed to be in order. You're doing a total opposite. You're being rebellious, right? Or if you're a man and you feel like you want to change your parts, that's being rebelliousness. Rebelliousness is a sin of witchcraft, right? Here it is. Most High gave you a standard. He gave you law, statutes, and commandments. He told you how to be. You're a female. Now you want to try to turn yourself into a man. What kind of madness is that? That's rebelliousness. You're doing the opposite of what the Most High told you to do, and then you're teaching your children to do exactly the same. That's witchcraft, man. I'm not saying you're supposed to be put to death. The Most High said it. It's coming out of the Holy Bible. Don't shoot the messenger, right? If I'm talking what I'm talking right now and I'm speaking out of the scriptures, and then I go off and do the opposite of what the scriptures tell me to do, that's rebelliousness. That's assassination with witchcraft. We must all be held accountable. But Jake, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos who make up the 12 tribes of Israel don't want to be held accountable. You don't want to be in obedience. You don't want to be in obedience. Let me see if I can get the word obedience. That's not how you spell it. Let's just get that word real quick. We'll go ahead and close it out. Romans 1 and 5 says, by whom we have received grace and apostleship for obedience to the faith and among all nations for his name. So it doesn't matter what these other nations do. what I'm saying? You're to be obedient through our nation through the faith, right? For all, out of all, because remember, we were given the law, statutes, and commandments, not these other nations, man. I just want to look up that word real quick. Obedience, compliance, submission, obedience rendered to anyone's counsel, and obedience shown in observing the requirements of Christianity, which is nothing but just listening to the Most High and doing what He told you to do, right, through the Spirit, right? Obeying, but that first part is beautiful. Obedience, compliance, submission. When you're obedient, you're submitting to Yahweh Shem Shai. When you're rebelling against Yahweh Shem Shai, you are trying to go to war with Him, and you're not going to win. So that makes no sense to do that. So you might as well just do what you're supposed to do, so that you can receive salvation for yourself and your family, if it be the Lord's will. With that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Shai, Hashem Rakakadash, and Shalom to y'all, to the elect.